Hello and welcome back to Linux Academy. This video we're going to look at decorators. Think of decorators like wrappers. They essentially allow one function to be passed into another function. You will see a lot of this when we get into frameworks like Django and Flask. For example, we're going to time how long it takes to download a web page. To understand the concept, let's first do this without using decorators. To start off, let's import a couple of modules that we need. The first one being time. This module provides various time-related functions so we can figure out how long it takes to do something. Also import urllib2. This module defines functions and classes which help in opening URLs, web pages, etc. The first thing we'll do is create a function to download a web page. Let's create a variable called URL and give it a website to download. I know this is a long URL to type. You can also look at the study guide available with this course and copy and paste the URL from there. Now using the urllib.url open function, we are going to get the URL, assign it to the object response, and then return response.read, which contains the HTML downloaded from that site. Now let's set up a function that times our download web page, and let's call it elapsed time. Let's get the current time down to the millisecond using time.time and assign it to the variable t0. Next, call the function download web page, assign it to then another variable t1 to get the current time, and then finally print elapsed time, the difference between t1 and t0. Now simply run the function elapsed time and you can get the time it took to execute download web page. Now that might be fine if you're trying to do just one function, but we really want the elapsed time to be applicable to a bunch of other functions. So let's rewrite the function elapsed time to be used as a decorator. So def elapsed time, and then we're actually going to pass in a name of another function to run. It is common to create another function called wrapper within our decorator function. We'll do def wrapper, then do the same things in our previous elapsed time function, t0 equals time.time. But now instead of calling the download web page function directly, we are going to call function to time. Then put t1 equals time.time and then print the elapsed time as before. And lastly, a return statement for the wrapper function. Now the decorator magic. What we have to do is decorate the download web page function with elapsed time. To do that, just do add elapsed time and then define the download web page function just like we did before. Setting a variable URL with the URL we want to hit. Then the response. And finally returning the response.read. Now when we call the function download web pages, it automatically gets sent into the function elapsed time and we get the output right there without calling a separate function. The good thing now is we can use the decorator elapsed time on any function. So let's create another function called another function. It'll just print out doing something else. And then simply count from 1 to 1 million using a for loop. I'm just going to put the pass statement. The pass statement does nothing. It can be used when a statement is required syntactically, but the program requires no action. In this case, if I had not put in the pass statement, Python will consider something wrong with the code and exit. So now when I run the function, because it's decorated, I automatically get the elapsed time. That's it for this video. mark it complete, and go to the next one.